I'm gonna start with Dave Ramsey, and we're gonna talk a little bit about money. First thing, how many people in here have a will? I know you got one because you're a nurse. I just finished talking to a doctor, so I'm gonna get on you like I got on him. Now, if I come to your office, what are you gonna ask me? If I got a will.
Any advance directives?
Oh, you ain't got a will, and you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, people do not know how important it is to have a will and a power of attorney. I mean, this young man, I'm sorry, I will talk about you. He's married. He needs one for his wife because if she comes to your office, you cannot talk to him without her permission. Say amen, because we want to talk to each other. So what I'm saying is it's so important to have a will and a power of attorney. All you young boys in here, who take care if you get sick? No, your mama can't take care of you. You need a will and a power of attorney. And you go through them. I don't know, we got a big housing problem in the West End, and everybody say all these vacant houses. Well, 80% of those houses is because of wills and power of attorney. We can't find the families because their grandmother left it, the uncle now some moved to Detroit, some in jail, some married, some not. So you need a will and a power of attorney. And everything I'm going to tell you guys tonight, I'm only going to give you a little bit about everything, but you need to research it and see if I'm right. Because those are the things we need to do. Then we go back to Dave Ramsey. He teaches us every day how to get out of debt, which is pretty good. But he doesn't really tell you everything. Like a lot of times, if we got a credit card and we owe $5,000 on it and we are behind, you can call that credit card company and sometimes they will make arrangements and let you pay a third of that, maybe even a tenth of that. But you got to ask them, when you got a credit problem, don't run. Go talk to the people. And you'd be surprised what happened when you would talk. Because if I got a credit card and I owe them $10,000 and I don't have the money and don't have a job for some reason, if I file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, they won't get nothing. But I can tell them that either I'm going to file bankruptcy or y'all can work with me and I'll try to pay you. So, and another thing about Dave Ramsey, he teaches pay off everything and don't have a credit score. Everything you do is based on a credit score. Even when you have homeowners insurance on your house you've been paying off for 10 years, if your credit scores get low enough, sometimes the insurance company will even cancel your insurance. You need a credit score. You need to do something and keep something on credit. I mean, me, myself, I like credit cards. But you got to manage credit cards. Credit cards are the best thing in the world, and you see right now there's not going to be no more money. Most everything you go to now, people want to use a credit card. When the government sends you money, it all comes on a credit card. We need to learn how to use the credit. If you can't use a credit card, you can't use cash. So if you think you got to keep spending on the credit card, and I give you $100,000, you're gonna blow it too. You got to learn to handle your money. Everybody wants to make some money. Well, I don't know why if you don't know how to keep it. You know, a lot of people got $100,000, $200,000 a year jobs and they still broke. So we want to start with that and then work our way up. Then we want to talk about 401ks and Roth IRA and regular IRA. Does everybody know the difference? Okay, well, most everybody has got an IRA. I don't like an IRA because an IRA, when you put money in there, they give you a tax break. Then when you put $10,000 in there, and that grows to $100,000 in 50 years, then you got to pay taxes on the $100,000. Where if you got a Roth IRA, and you put $10,000 and then it grows to $100,000, you don't have to pay no taxes. And that's a lot of money for people who don't understand money. We need to learn about these things. It's not just making money. We need to learn how to keep money and how to make money work for us. So those are the things we need to do. Then we go into if you're a private contractor, what are you can save money, but how can you save enough money to get a pension and for some reason retire early? How are you going to get enough money together so you'll get enough income to replace your job? And if you don't do something with leverage, how to make that money grow, you put your money to an IRA, even a Roth or whatever you put it into, it's only going to grow 5 and 10%. Well, if you put $10,000 in, that's only $1,000 a year, so you're going to have a hard time getting enough money in that account for you to really retire and get the same kind of pay, keep the same lifestyle that you got. You understand what I'm saying? If anybody got any questions about what I'm saying, y'all can ask me. But anyhow, then you go on, and all the guys in private business, really, you need to have something to build up that income real fast. So I'm saying you got to have something with leverage. Does everybody know what leverage means? Okay, it means you put up a little money and you control a whole lot. It's like I got $10,000, I put it up, and then I control 100,000. Now I get 10% of 10,000, it's only $1,000. But now, since I put up 10 and I control 100, now I'm getting 10% of 100,000. Now it's 10,000. That's $10,000 I'm getting. You see, you put up a little bit and you control a whole lot. Okay? That's what you really need to do, because it's hard to save enough money to do anything. You got to find some way for that money to work for you. You want your money to work on a Ford salary versus a McDonald's salary. You need to find some way of doing that. Me, myself, I'm a real estate guy, so I love real estate. Now, I know there's other ways of doing this, even in the stock market, there's other ways, but I really like real estate. I like buying real estate and keeping it. And that is, most people have more money in their real estate than they have anywhere. You will find out, if you found it from your parents and grandparents, their biggest wealth is in their house. They may not realize it, but a lot of them got houses worth $100,000, $200,000 and don't even realize it yet. So there's a lot of money there. I like buying houses. So what I do is I like going to buy houses and rent it. And you know, if I buy a house and then I keep it long enough for my renters to pay that house off. And it's kind of crazy, but if you got a bunch of houses, okay, taking you a doctor, if you got good income and you're paying a lot of federal taxes, you shouldn't be paying them legally. Okay? Here's what we do. I know like a lot of people on the street, and they'll say, well, this girl here, she got 5 kids, so she don't pay much income taxes. Well, this guy over here got 5 houses as a doctor, he don't pay much taxes either, because you get a huge tax write-off with all these houses. All that, you know, if I got 10 houses, and I got renters, they all paying me, and I got a $500 mortgage on all of them, and the tenant's paying that mortgage, all that interest rate comes off my taxes, the renters don't get anything. You know, I had a renter the other day, I sold a house, and he said, Mr. Foree, I've been here long enough and paid for this house. I said, yeah, but I still own it. So he didn't get nothing, I got $100,000. But I'm just saying, that is the thing, that real estate gives you a huge deduction. And it also builds up wealth real fast, because when I was buying houses, I was paying $50,000 for them, and then the tenant paid them off. Now these houses are worth $100,000. And when you get income, it's called passive income, because you're not really working. When you get $300 or $400 a month per house, and it won't take that much. I don't know who you are, but everybody lives different. I can live on $4,000 a month. My other friends have to have $20,000 a month. So if you can live off $4,000 or $5,000 a month, if you got 5 houses paying you $1,000, well, that's $5,000 a month. And that may be enough money. I don't know what kind of lifestyle you're living, but whatever lifestyle you're living, that may be enough money for you to do that with. It's up to you. I don't know what lifestyle. Everybody's lifestyle is different, but you got to find some way of having a passive income come in. Yes, it's a headache. Sometimes my tenants make me mad. Sometimes my house burned down, and yes, we have problems. But in the end, but is it worth it? But in the end, you're going to find out that you're going to have a good saving account here with a lot of equity, and you're going to have a lot of good income. Okay? And like, I'm going to give you an example for some houses that I buy. Like I bought a house over here, and I paid $50,000 for it. Everybody keep up my figures. I paid $50,000 for it. And I went to the bank. The bank told me I had to have 10% down, which is $10,000, right? So now I owe the bank 40. I I took 10 out of my savings account, right? So now I go back to the bank and tell them I need $20,000 to fix it up. So now I owe the bank 60 and owe me 10, right? After I get it fixed up, make it look like this, then I go to another bank and I get one loan and pay off all of it. I get one loan for $70,000 and it pays off the bank and give me my money back. And then the payments on it's probably gonna be around $600. I'm gonna rent it for $1,000, so I'm gonna make $400. So now I got a $100,000 house. I owe $70,000 on it. Now how much equity do I have? $30,000. And how much money do I make a month? $500. $400 or $500 a month, right? Now how much money do I have in this deal? Huh? Does anybody know? I'm going too fast?
10,000.
No. Zero. I don't have not one penny in this house. I'm getting $400 a month, and I got $30,000 worth of equity. That means $30,000 profit the first year. One house, and I got no money involved. What's the problem? The problem is lack of education. People don't understand. Because see, that formula right there is what all us guys do. We ain't got no money. We borrowing. But then the renters will pay that $70,000 off, and see, every year I'm making $400 this year. Then next year I'm gonna raise the rent $100. I keep raising the rent, and they keep paying that payment off. They keep paying the mortgage off. Pretty soon the mortgage is gonna be paid off, and I'm gonna be making $1,000. And it's gonna take a little while, but it all come true. And if you got 10 houses and you got them paid for, and that's $1,000 a month, that's $10,000 a month. Who can live on $10,000? What would your lifestyle be? Even 5,000. So, and then again, if you get 10 houses, even the ones in the West End now, if you get 10 houses paid for, they mostly worth about $100,000 a piece. And that's $1 million. When people say you're a millionaire, you don't really know what a really millionaire is, because it really don't take that much, and you don't need that much. You just need time, patience, but you need to learn how to buy the houses. And when you buy houses, you make your money going in, not when you come in. This is the hard part about the real estate business. Me, myself, I got houses Henry County back this way, but I only know the West End and Rankin real good. Now I got partners, we doing something down in Lebanon Junction, we doing some stuff. But I only knew 2 neighborhoods, because when you buy a house, it's just like buying anything at a store anywhere. You have to know the price. Everybody there is trying to make money, so you have to know the price, what you want to pay for. And the only way you're going to know is start researching. Now that is the hard part. If I bring you a house on 42nd Street, you have to know yourself what it's worth. A lot of people talk about real estate agents and appraisals, and you got to remember, those people don't have your concern. You have to know. And when you go out to buy a pair of shoes or buy some equipment, you have to know what it's worth, because people are trying to make money. And that's the hardest part about the business. When you know what the houses are worth, then you know you're getting a good deal. When you go out and buy some tennis shoes, if they Jordans, whatever they are, you know what they're worth. If I bring you a pair of Jordans half price, then you know to buy them, right? But you got to know it. That's the hardest part about this business. Now, how you going to know that? I don't know. I do a lot of research. I talk to a lot of people, and I try to stay in one area of town. But you don't have to stay in the West End. You have to stay wherever you live. I guarantee wherever you live, you know what the houses are worth in that neighborhood, right? If somebody come by and got one for half price, would that be a good deal? But you have to know that. I don't know how you're going to do that. But then that's the way you start to make money like that. Has anybody got any questions? Am I going too fast? I ain't no public speaker. but I just want everybody to know that you've got to have passive income. Even when you have a good practice, what do you do about retirement? And especially when you really got a good practice and you're working by yourself, this is what happens to small business people. They need passive income to support themselves. When I worked at GE, I had insurance, so when I missed a day and got sick, I got paid. But if you're a private person in your own business, sometimes you don't get paid when you get sick. So you got to find some way to get income.
Yes, could you speak more about when you talked about having leverage, like having a small amount but being in control of a larger amount?
Right.
So are you talking about investments as far as like in the stock market or?
Either way, stock. What I only know real estate. So what I'm saying is, almost everybody, first time home buyers, what they're gonna tell you, a first time home buyer, if you're gonna buy $100,000 house, first thing they're gonna tell you, you need $3,000 to buy it, right? So you put up $3,000. When you put up $3,000, you control a $100,000 house, right? Now, when that house goes up 10% in value, you get 10% of the 100,000. You don't get 10% of the 3,000. So now that you get 10% of something you ain't even got. So that's what leverage does for you. That little amount you put up is controlling a big amount. And that's what leverage does. And that's why you need, since most people don't have money, so you need to leverage your money. I mean, because it's hard for a first-time home buyer to really come up with $100,000. It's hard to come up with $3,000. But when you put up to $3,000 and you can control a whole lot, that's what makes leverage so good. And that's what I'm telling people. You almost have to leverage, because if you put $3,000 in the bank and get 10%, it's only $300 a year. But then if you bought that house and you get 10% of that 100,000, that's 10,000 a year. That is a huge difference. And you'll see people, I don't know whether you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. All it does, it talks about two people working at GE together. They both are real good people. They both making $20 a year or whatever. But one guy invested his money and the other guy didn't. And he saved his money, but he didn't invest it. The guy invested, he quit and had money because he made his money work for him, where the other guy saved. It's almost like in the Bible, God gave all the guys a token, and then the guy that buried his, that's the guy that bought the CD, making that 2%, and God took it away from him. And that's what people do. You know, I was raised by my grandfather, and all he talked about was save, save, save. But nobody taught us that we should take some of that saving and invest it. And that has been the biggest problem, They will have everybody sending their kids to school. Man, he got $100,000 a year job. Man, he's making $100,000 a year. And he's saving, but his money ain't going nowhere. So he's saving $10,000 a year. So at $10,000, he made $1,000. Then he goes over here to my group that y'all came to, took that same $10,000 and made $50 this year. We need to learn about money, how to count our money, how to make our money work for us, and how to handle our money. And that's one of the biggest problems I'm having. My biggest problem I'm having, about college kids. They all got a good degree. They came out, whatever they went to school for, they the best. But they don't want to teach them about how to handle their salary after they get it. And in my other club, we got like 900 members. I'll bet you 800 of them has probably got a master's degree. And they there because nobody in school teach them finances. And I don't know. Then you guys got a college education. Can you tell me about that? How about that? Speak to me.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I was fortunate for the grants and the Pell grants and the scholarships, so that I'm not in debt. But you put all that into something, and then all the students I went to college with and came out, and like you said, making all this money every year, but it's like they'll never see it, because it didn't really go anywhere. It's not building upon itself. So I definitely feel what you're saying. It's like I don't feel any different from somebody making 6 figures than 5 figures, because nobody's doing anything with it anyway.
Right, they don't. It does make a difference. If you make $200,000 and you spend $300,000, you still broke. If you make 50 and spend 40, then you got money. It doesn't make a difference about these salaries. I tell these kids, you see these football players saying, man, he makes $2 million a year, then he broke. It don't make good sense, but because even if he didn't make $2 million, if he spent 3, he's still broke. We have to learn finances, and I don't know how we're going to learn it or where we're going to learn it, but you have to go and study it and learn how to make your money work for you, because time is something that we're not going to get back. So we need to get to start and do something financially. Does anybody got any financial questions? And the one thing I do is on my real estate thing, and anything I'm telling you, I hate to tell you about, I've been doing real estate for a long time, so I can't tell you everything I'm thinking, because if I get in my car and say something I didn't say. But I really do foreclosures every day. Every day I look at the foreclosure list, and I see whose houses are for sale, and I try to buy them. I also read the will. I read the wills and see where people died and left houses. I do that just about every day, and I try to